Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out a game called Oozi Earth Adventure. This is a side-scrolling platformer that comes out today on Steam. To be honest, I'm a little surprised this made it on its way through Greenlight. This was released about a year ago on stuff like Xbox Live and Desura, but now it made its way through Greenlight and it came out today. I'm not exactly sure why it got through Greenlight, if the existing fanbase did so, or if there was a fanbase created when the Greenlight was posted. Because this game doesn't really have that much replayability. If I bought this game on a different console or a different service, there'd be nothing really influencing me to repurchase it on Steam just because it's available there. But regardless of that, Oozi is, like what I said, a side-scrolling platformer. But only that. There is nothing here that brings anything new to the table when it comes to platforming, when it comes to gaming, but for some reason they advertise that. If you look on their Steam page, it says this is like an old school style game that will bring back your childhood memories. If I wanted to do that, why wouldn't I plug in the game that gave me my childhood memories? Heck, you could do that for half the price that this game is offering. This game is about $10 on the Steam store. I could go and buy Sonic 1 and 2 for $10. I could go on Nintendo's Virtual Shop and buy Mario for less than $10. It's just confusing upon why I'd want to get this for $10 if all it does is try to be like an old game. I buy new games because I want to play new games. But hopefully maybe that's just me. When it comes to being a platformer, yeah, Oozi does it right in some senses. The controls are nice, the level design isn't horrible, but like I said, just nothing new. If you can bear that, you might enjoy the game, but if you're thinking Oozi the Earth Adventure is going to show you how awesome platformers can be and completely convince you into the genre, I don't think this is the one for you. The story goes that Oozi was flying in space when he suddenly crashed on planet Earth. He lost everything he had, including his equipment and ship. To leave the planet, he was going to have to reacquire those. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that exactly what Pikmin's plot is? Or at least incredibly similar to the point where it's just odd. Regardless, the art style is nice, I can give it that much. I enjoy looking at the art style. It sort of reminds me of like an update of Rayman 1, sort of. The original Rayman, it gives me that type of feel to it. Of course, it has its own characters, like the ever so creepy, I don't know, Oozi's smile creeps me out. But the art style is nice, it's good to look at. So if you just ever wanted to play a Super Nintendo game with better graphics, then I guess this is what you should go for. But at $10, I'm suggesting you wait until it gets a little lower. There's like a 20% off deal for the next like week or so since its release. But besides that, I would wait until it's like $7.50 at the most, maybe even $5, because I feel like that's what it's worth for what you get out of it. The game is about 4 to 5 hours long, but the levels drag on. Each level is like 15 to 20 minutes, and by the end of the level, you're just like, okay, I just want to be done the level. This level's gone on forever. I understand the gameplay mechanics. I understand everything. This level just goes on and on and on, and it gets a little tedious. It gets a little annoying. You might see that I'm collecting a lot of stars. Well, the stars really don't go too much except for bragging rights for your points. In some games that works out because those points, like in Spelunky, can help you buy things, purchase things, progress in the game. But in here, they are literally useless. You have 5 golden pink stars that you collect that will unlock challenge levels, but besides those, the other points are basically useless. If you collect about 2,000 of them, you'll get an extra point of health, but that extra point of health is incredibly easy to lose, to the point where it's not really worth trying. That being said, the game is pretty difficult. I played it through on normal mode, and there were plenty of times where I got stuck, either it be for elongated distances between checkpoints, but the thing is, it is very trial and error. There's not a number of lives you get to try again over and over and over, which is sort of weird seeing how it advertises itself as an old school game. One of the things that separates today's games and older school games, especially in platformers, is the lives, the lack thereof in newer games. That sort of focus has changed as games changed, which it's not a bad thing that it lacks it, it's just sort of a contradictory statement, if anything. But it does what it's trying to do successfully. It's trying to give you an old school game with better graphics, with tight controls, and it works. but I don't understand why they're trying to do that. I don't understand why it exists this way. And because it exists this way, I don't really enjoy it that much. I was hoping to get a little bit of a fresher experience, but I just didn't feel that at all here. Except for the nice artwork and some of the more interesting environments that the game puts you in, the level design, the things Oozi can do, he learns throughout the game, are slightly unique, but nothing new or, genre changing. Of course, I maybe shouldn't be putting my expectations so high for a $10 indie game, but it's like even the things it introduced, like I had sections where I used a bomb, or just different things like that where I tried to experiment with new mechanics, they ended up just being annoying. So all in all, I would just say that if you're looking for a game that doesn't really bring anything new to the table, but you really enjoy platformers, it's your hardcore genre, you love playing them all the time, maybe go for this. If you're the kind of person who only plays the best of the best platformers, you only play Mario, you only play Rayman, those are the only games you play, you're probably not going to enjoy this. It's just not up your alley, it's not as polished as that, it's not as detailed and as the flow of the game and how the game works really isn't up to that status. And is that a bad thing? No, it just depends on what you're looking for. And I'm saying that the majority of people won't be looking to enjoy Oozi Earth Adventure. I'm going to say you get about 7 to 8 hours worth of gameplay in this, unless you're really competitive for some reason and want to get on the top of the scoreboards, you might be able to extend it. But overall, it's really not that long of a game. If you're looking to pick this game up, I suggest you just wait until it goes down in price, maybe to $5, maybe to $7.50, because it's a little more worth it at that point. You still get a little bang for your buck, if you're going to enjoy the game, that is. But yeah, all in all, that's Oozi Earth Adventure. There's not too much to it. If you enjoy this type of game, like I said, try it out, take a look, maybe it is for you, but it wasn't really for me. It's been Zebra, and I'll see you guys later.